Hi, I'm going to talk about Rogers' 1996 article, Effect of Colored Rhythmic Notation on Music Reading Skills of Elementary Students. In the beginning of this article, he uses a lot of great literature review of how colors can enhance student learning. It can help with performance and attention of students. And he uses this to do an experiment with first and second grade students. He uses 134 first and second grade students and divides them into two groups. The experimental group, which is introduced to rhythmic notation that has colors, and the control group, which uses rhythmic notation that does not have colors. And the teacher teaches for 23 weeks. She teaches the experimental group, showing them only rhythmic notation with colors. And the control group, she teaches rhythmic notation using absolutely no colors, just standard black and white. At the end of the 23 weeks, a test is given to both groups. And through this test, they have the same rhythmic examples because they learned the same rhythms, quarter note, eighth notes, rests. And randomly in this test, for both groups, there are sections that are put into color. When collecting the data for this test and after scoring it, it turns out that overall the experimental group did better on the entire test than the control group, but when the colored rhythm group read the non-colored group, they only did just slightly better than the control group. But surprisingly, the control group actually read and performed the rhythms better. They scored the test over how well they could clap it. They didn't really care about the toss and TTs, but how well they could clap the rhythms. And the control group actually scored better with the colored rhythms than with the standard rhythms. But overall, the experimental group did the entire test better than the control group. Also, what was asked of the students was which they preferred. Did they prefer the non-colored rhythmic notation or did they prefer the colored rhythmic notation? And majority of the students, of the 134 students, said that they enjoyed and preferred the colored rhythmic notation. Now, a couple of those students said that they preferred the non-colored rhythmic notation because it seems harder, but majority of the students preferred the colored rhythmic notation. And from this study, Rogers concluded that basically colors could help engage students in music, which in turn would help the performance aspect of music. And teachers should consider trying to incorporate some of that in their teaching.